Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Geeks of the Round. I'm Todd Grundle, here with Charles Whedon and Isaiah Mullins, and we're going to talk about the Blacklist. So let's shut your mouth, Isaiah. Now let's just get into it. Charles, you've probably got something intelligent to say about the show.
Intelligence.
Well, shut up, Isaiah. I thought the episode was good. I thought it was pretty damn good, to be honest. I thought that there was great chemistry developing between Aram and the hot Middle Eastern woman.
I still think that's a little racist.
It is.
A little.
I don't know what her name is.
See,
No,
that's
not
what
that you don't know anything, just that they're pairing up the two Middle Eastern people.
Okay, I can see how that's racist, yes. But one thing I will say, though, is that for the past couple episodes, I've suspected that maybe Aram is having being a little bit smitten with Keen. I kind of noticed that like last week's episode. But anywho, moving on. The whole story with the pneumonic plague, yeah, that was interesting.
Really?
It was, especially in this Ebola time.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. It was just so ridiculous.
They were taking advantage of a situation that's actually not all that bad. So
Yeah, but I mean, I'll explain later. We get through with your plot. I'll say mine's piece later.
Yeah.
Did you say you're jerking off in flip-flops?
Well, that's what Charles likes so much. And they're right, Charles.
Okay, moving on.
yeah.
You know what? When you just said Iran having a thing for Keen. Did you say something like that?
Yes, I did.
You know what you reminded me of? And since this is Geeks of the Round, we're known for diversions. And this season, we've held back our diversions a bit. But I actually, before we get into the meat of things, I want to diverge and do an addendum to this week's Walking Dead episode. Because now that you just said that,
Do not please tell me that you're going to say the same thing that I suspected in the episode. Was that in the scenes with Maggie and Glenn and Tara? I think Tara might start becoming smitten with Glenn, and there might be a triangle.
Yes,
Hey,
I believe the triangle thing, and without spoiling too much from the comics, you said you're not really going to read them, right?
Correct. I only read like the first three graphic novels consisting of several issues.
Listen, tune out right now, count to 15, and I'm going to give a spoiler, okay? I'm going to do it right now, count to 15, starting right now. Okay. Carol is obviously... No, Charles was supposed to listen, that jerk. Carol was supposed to have a crazy thing watching Rick and Lori. God damn it. Forget it.
Okay, it's like this.
Isaiah already knows.
Yeah, I already know. It's not that hard.
Am I good to come in?
You're actually supposed to stay in. Spoiler was for you since you're not going to read it. It's not a major thing, but
Not a spoiler.
So let's do this again. It's nothing major, but it's something that happened. But don't take your earphones off. All right. Audience, count to 15 starting now. Okay. In the comics, Carol wants to she gets psycho in the prison over Rick and Lori and wants to have a threesome relationship. Carol, that's all I'll say, because any more will be a spoiler. But that plot is touched on. So are we back now, Isaiah?
Yes, we're back online.
We're back. So I think that's what they're doing now with this three. But
Well,
I think we went on too far.
yeah, but I don't like that plot.
Well,
That's just me.
we'll talk about that on next Monday when we return with episode 3 of both Walking Dead and the Geeks of the Round discussions. And our executive producer will be back. He wasn't here this week because his sister had a baby, which congratulations, right? We should mention that. And
Congratulations are in order for Deanno's sister. You are not a frickin' seal, man.
Yeah, that's what you said last night.
welcome to the world, future geek. Okay, now we carry on Blacklist. I'm thinking they're going very much in an October theme. I've always said I believe this show has a lot of horror elements, and it could fit into the genre pretty decent. And I think
I never got that vibe.
Do you know, but what about today and next episode? Did you get any?
Well, in this week's episode, and well, last night's episode, I didn't really get a horror vibe from it. I got a thriller vibe from it.
Yeah, like a thriller, but with I'm just not just little horror elements because like some of the characters they use. Like next week we've got this hunter guy, or remember the guy who made Pete the soup maker? What was that his name?
The stew maker.
Stew maker. Like there's characters like that you would expect in a horror movie, or like you said, a thriller.
Well, my idea of a horror movie usually involves monsters.
Anyways,
Yeah.
on to the real monster, which is me. I got my own thoughts about this episode. And be quiet, everyone. Be quiet. I got a good one.
All right, we're gonna give Isaiah his 3 minutes because after that, no one's gonna want to hear a word he says. So
Okay.
we're gonna be quiet, and Isaiah, 3 minutes starting now.
All right. Elizabeth King has a nice ass. That's a true thing. Number 2, the naked lady, who is not Elizabeth King, has a nicer ass too. I
Yeah.
want to see her naked. Yes. Yes. And also, who in the right good mind will let someone? Okay. The whole thing's based on an Ebola type scare. But do you know the CDC and everything else will be on their ass like, oh yeah, he has a disease. We should check him. Knowing the fact Texas is really stupid. Thank God we're not in Texas. Yes, I said it. I don't care. It's like, yeah, they're not that stupid. Really. And plus, why can't Red be a part of the FBI? Why can't he be the director of the FBI? Because the FBI just suck. I know we know they suck, but for God's sakes, he's like 10 steps, take it back, 100 steps to the FBI.
Reddington is not with the FBI because of
He
one
should be.
reason.
He should
Because
be.
of one reason. Red
Yeah.
tape. Red tape.
I would say Red Reddington going to the FBI, being a part of the FBI or running it, would be akin to being demoted from corporate CEO to sign flipper outside of a chicken store.
Basically. True, because come on.
Because
Black
when
guys
are they
operation.
going to get back to the Illuminati stuff? Isaiah's 3 minutes. That's a joke. You only had 1 minute. Now don't talk no more. Just kidding. Obviously, yeah. What do you guys think, though? Are we going to get to that Alan Alda secret shit?
I hope so. I
We're
hope
not.
so.
We're not
But,
getting secret shit to the very end.
but this season appears to be mostly an arc that will be involving Reddington's conflict with Berlin, and I think that it's also going to focus on Mary Louise Parker's character and then that woman outside the food truck.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Is Mary Louise coming back, do you think?
Yeah.
I think that she's going to show up again because she's not doing anything else right now, and I'm pretty sure that she's pretty much desperate for work.
Matter of fact, where's Berlin at? Where the hell is Berlin? He
I
hasn't
know
been in the
Berlin
show.
hasn't been in any episodes for like the past 3 episodes.
But mentioned. And we also didn't get Pee Wee Herman, and that's going to come soon. We got a comment from Lou Rod, which I was going to say. I wanted to disagree with everything Isaiah said, but all he was saying was the girls were hot. And in this episode, yeah, they're flashing them up. They're definitely watching this show, and they're listening to all of my square-jawed comments. And they're taking steps. Obviously, clearly, that's what's happening.
Yes. With a nice ass.
They're taking steps to pretty up the show because, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? What? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about something.
Keep it in your pants, Isaiah.
Hey, that's what you said last night too, Charles.
Listen, Jessica Lange's not on the show, so there's no reason for you to get hot and bothered.
Exactly.
But, all right, where were we?
Elizabeth King's ass. Oh yes, the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
All right, I gotta ask before we continue. How do we go from Elizabeth King's ass to the Illuminati?
Simple. Our ass is like the Illuminati because it's like, damn, that's a nice ass. We should see more of it. What? We can't? That's the Illuminati right there. No. And here we are.
Okay, all right, back to the Illuminati.
Thank you.
All right, well, look, here, let's go to another comment, again, from Lou Rod. He has a feeling that that woman was Berlin's daughter, and that's exactly what I was going to bring up next. Do you think, who exactly do you think that girl who works in the food truck is, and who do you think the girl was in the video Red was, or the film Red was.
Well, in the film that Reddington was looking at, the projection film thing, whatever, projector, whatever it's called, I don't know.
Projecting screen.
Yeah, but I don't know who that girl was because during that entire thing, I was actually trying to look out for two girls. Because I was actually thinking that I mean I knew the little girl was one of them, but I was actually hoping to see two young girls, and that would confirm or somewhat confirm that Keen and the girl from the food truck might be sisters.
So there was not two girls. There was not because I didn't.
No, it was just the one. It was just the one girl. But then again, they didn't show us much. They didn't show us much of the video.
And there was a They were playing with a sheet, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like
another part of the video later,
right?
Where they show when he turns the sheet again, and boom, there's another girl.
Right. So I think that was like a camera trick to trick you guys. Like, oh, there's only one girl, but to come find out, there's actually two. So, yeah, I think there was two.
And I gotta say this right now. The girl at the food truck and Keen, there is a subtle resemblance between the two. They could pass as sisters.
Yes, they both have nice accents.
Who is the girl in the food truck? The same girl who was showing her tits to the guy who was watching?
I was not paying attention. I was just too much attention on
the girl that was showing her tits to the guy who was watching at that motel was Elizabeth Keen.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. She took the lipstick. She took the lipstick and wrote "Bite me" on the window. That was Keen.
Well, I would buy her anyways. Like, that's a different. Come on, Charles. Gotta come with a better answer than that.
I'm gonna go. You know what? All right. So why don't you two start talking? Next, we'll get into your favorites of the episode, or at least Charles's favorites, and then Isaiah can handle the negative because that's all this fucker has. But, I'm gonna go right now, and I'm gonna pull up a little recap on the episode, and I'm gonna find that scene and see what they said.
Okay.
So Charles, take us some positive.
Okay, well, I got to say, I mean, seeing Elizabeth Keen take off her top and showing her tits to Reddington's bodyguard, I got to admit, yeah, that was nice. That was really nice.
That was amazing. Amazing.
That was, yes, it was nice.
It was amazing. Not nice. It was amazing.
And I got to say, it was Keen. She was the only naked woman in the entire episode.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay, Charles.
We'll see, guys. We'll see. But anywho,
see you in a minute, Charles.
But I would the stuff that had to do with the front, the what is it?
DMV.
Maddox Beck, basically the eco-terrorists.
Whoa.
I gotta say that stuff was cool. It was really cool. I mean, come on, bringing in pneumonic plague, really? I mean,
that's bullshit.
A pneumonic plague that was developed from a strain that existed 700 years ago, and that he had the only cure. Yeah, that was actually basically what they were doing. What this episode was doing was taking advantage of
the Ebola.
Was taking advantage of the whole Ebola situation, even though personally I think that the whole Ebola situation in the United States is not as bad as it is over in the other parts of the world.
Africa. You would say Africa. Racist.
Yeah, because over here we have all these medical advances and all these outbreak prevention protocols. So I think we'll be fine.
Well, to be fair, Charles, Texas is stupid as hell, and they didn't really check anybody. So Texas is wrong. They could be condemned. Like, let's put in quarantine.
Anywho, moving on. I think that the stuff with the front was pretty cool. I thought that the main guy was basically your typical eco-terrorist. One thing that I knew was coming was that when he was trying to develop the pneumonic plague strain, and then he had all of his followers breathing in and it would kill him, he and the hot redhead chick were the only ones left standing. And I knew that was going to happen because he basically had that whole messiah complex. And then after the entirety of human race was wiped out, it would just be him and her, and they would act as the new Adam and Eve. And he's an idiot if he thinks that he can repopulate the planet with only 2 people.
Oh, there's still broken logic in that one. But please
before we go too far from that, because sometimes we do forget things by the end, I will say now, I do love how they flashed back in the end of those people, and we saw the end of them, and they were lying in the grass with their heads blown out. I think that was a pretty cool scene.
There's They're dead. So that was the best thing behind it. They're dead. Finally.
All right, so I'm still looking for an answer. Do you have more positives to say before we let Isaiah get to the negative? Or
Nope, I got nothing else to say.
I do want to say, Blue Rod. Where the fuck did the question go? I lost it. Damn it. It was.
He
I can
was,
read it too.
he was thinking that in his opinion that in the video it was a young Elizabeth Keene, and that if you remember from an earlier episode from last season, you can tell about the burn marks on Reddington's back and all that.
Right.
And then of course his next thing, and then he also said that the girl who wrote "bite me" on the window with the lipstick, he said it was the double girl. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was those girls, man.
That I looked through Entertainment Weekly's recap, and they didn't have any mention of that scene.
Oh,
I'm looking for another.
Where did that blind?
Who didn't see that coming? Because
Hopefully, by the time Isaiah is done with his negative rant, I will have an actual definitive answer.
Can I start now? Can a real person start? Can a real bearded guy start? Okay, I'm gonna start. So everybody, step aside.
Are you done yet?
Not yet. I got my logic started, so be quiet, Charles.
Are you done yet?
Not yet. Anyway, so the devil person was there, Charles. She gave a stack of money. Elizabeth King gave a stack of money to a person who was lookalike to her. And she was.
Okay, wait, sorry, interruption. Since you didn't get started good enough yet, I have the answer. Meanwhile, Liz was frustrated by a spy of Red's who had been following her whenever she left her house. Red insisted the spy was for her safety and she shouldn't be worried unless she was hiding something. However, Liz arranged for a body double to trick the spy so she could slip away and get to the hideout that fans saw in episode 4.
See, told you. I was right again.
No. Okay, the body double scene took place during the day where the spy was across the street.
No, it was at night, Charles. It was at night, Charles. That's why the light was off, Charles. That was the light was off, Charles.
Let me finish, okay? Earlier in the episode, where she is walking down the road during the day, she goes into that building, she talks to the body double and says, hey, I'm sorry, but here's the money and all that, and she goes up and she waits, and then Ken says, like, give me an hour, and he's sitting on a front porch across the street watching it, and then he sees her come out talking on the cell phone. That happens during the day. Then, later on in the episode, when it's during the night and it's back at the motel, Reddington called the spy saying, like, hey, I think Keene is hiding something. Have you seen anything? And he's talking to her. He's talking to him over the phone. And Keene is over there looking out the window, opening up her blouse, taking off her bra, writing, yes, okay?
No, it wasn't Charles.
Let me finish. And she wrote "bite me" on the window. That was Elizabeth King because. Let me finish, man. And it's just as soon, and of course after she wrote "bite me" and he looked out the window and saw it, she turned, covered her chest, and you could look right at her face. It was Keene.
It wasn't, dude.
God damn it.
He was in a different building, dude. She was a fat guy.
Across.
Samoan guy.
Think of the letter U, okay? She's on one end, he's on the other.
Again, she can play a double for the whole day.
The body double only showed up in one scene in the entire episode during that scene during the day when he was sitting on the front porch. That was the only time she showed up.
Makeup's a key. It can actually trick you.
It wasn't makeup. It was. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I know what I saw.
I just love it when he does this. I'm sorry.
I know what I saw.
Okay. Calm down. Okay.
Rewind. Oh, look, we get it. I've tried out this Showcase app that Google Plus has recently integrated into Hangouts, and often I probably sound like an idiot to anybody who's watching when I mock you guys by saying, "Can I finish? Can I finish?" But in there is a link showing what exactly that is. It's an old Saturday Night Live Dana Carvey, Ross Perot impression, and that's what he would do. And sometimes Charles and Isaiah, sometimes this hangout, it really sounds like that. Here's some links if you guys ever are bored. And now we'll also get to see how Showcase works out. For instance, when this hangout's over, will these links be attached to the YouTube? Good question. I'm gonna have to check.
Anyways, back to what I'm about to say. And
Yeah,
Charles,
fucking hate train. Let's go.
I know. All right, number one. All right. So he made a virus, right? A pathogenic virus to affect the whole country. Or what was his whole plan? What was his end game? Because it sounds so stupid. Like
people to kill the virus and the plague of the people.
But that was so stupid because come on now, the CDC, we got so many safety nets to prevent stupid shit from this happening. It's like, hey, wait a minute. We should pretty much do more thinking how we can get this virus into different parts of the world. Maybe we should want to take a plane because they'll be more heavily secured and pretty much heavy security be checking them like, what's your temperature? What's your temperature? What's your temperature? It's something. Right. And also, he made a pathogen virus.
I'm sure that.
Or did he steal it? Because I remember he stole a pathogen virus from a building, right? Right.
I was noting out because I think you're talking poop.
Yeah, it's just whenever you talk, Isaiah, in this kind of
Answer the
situation,
question. Answer the question.
He went into the catacombs of a church where there was this buried dead, and somebody who was buried down in those catacombs was infected with that strain of that.
No, where did he get the virus from? That's the thing. Where did he get the virus from?
From the body of that dead guy.
From the
It
bone.
doesn't help much. How did he make it? Did he make it? What did he do with it?
Extracted it from the bone marrow, much like I believe they are doing in the show Matador on the El Rey network. They extracted an ancient plague.
So he got the virus or plague or whatever I fucking call it from a bone marrow from someone who had it. Okay, let's see if that
That's
makes
how you
me.
get it. That's how you get it. It's logic. Now you.
No, it's not logic. Come on now. You gotta be having a lot of technology and a lot of smarts and a lot of money to fix
Shut
it.
up, just like Charles and his ignorant opinion that it's not a body double.
Come on now. Come on. Be reasonable here. So he get all this from he's like a MacGyver now of viruses? Come
No,
on. Now.
God,
They're virus engineers.
Exactly.
Isaiah, that
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not
Are
done.
you gonna go on like that?
I'm not done. Anyways.
Maybe your next point when we'll have a point.
Yeah, also, and Ray was right. This guy was a puss kick. It's like, dude, you're not really dying for your cause. You're just being a pussy, you pussy. If you was a real man, you would kill your own self with your own cause. But no. It's like, I'm killing my cause. No, you're a puss kicks. You're a puss kicks. Deal with the fact. Which was true.
Case because he didn't do it, or because he was going. What's your logic?
He was a puss case because he didn't really. It's like this. Every person who believes in their cause would die for their cause. Like just like Red said, he didn't die for his cause. Red had to persuade him, like, dude, just die for your cause because you're gonna die anyways, regardless. Like, yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I thought that logic overall was a little muddled because if you're going to wipe out humanity, if I'm going to be in charge of something that's wiping out humanity, you're goddamn right I'm going to stay living because the parasite can thrive without hurting the host. You know what I mean?
Right.
Parasite goes out of control.
And also, making it
makes sense to wipe out humanity completely. So in like a doomsday logic, you know, it makes
and also to your doomsday logic, which you brought up, is like, okay, so how in the world is this virus supposed to spread again? Is it airborne? If it's so, why aren't you sick as well?
Quite obviously, it was airborne.
But if it was airborne, why didn't the guy just call for a sneeze and call that a day? Instead of just going to the fucking airport, like, dude, just cough and sneeze. Call that a day.
It's all these plot points when you muted your television and watched the whole show with subtitles.
It was stupid though. Like, dude, you could have coughed and sneezed. You have to go through walking and everything else. And plus, if it's like going like the Ebola case, then they're doing it wrong because the Ebola case, you need to have physical contact with blood or anything else like that. So it was still more bullshit. So you can get this to an air.
Yeah, that's true what you're saying. I don't know if your Ebola facts are true. So
it's true.
Disclaimer, folks: do not.
Ebola is not airborne by any means, and if they're airborne.
I know that much from what I've read, but I don't know about the stuff you're saying about blood contact or something.
The way they say it is that you can only catch Ebola if you touch have physical contact with somebody who's already infected, and also like exchanging of bodily fluids like saliva or blood. And although if you get like infected bodily fluid on your skin, and it doesn't get onto an open wound, it's just normal skin, immediately go to your bathroom and wash your entire arm. Wash it, because if it doesn't get into your system, soap and water will be enough to kill it, as long as it doesn't get into your system.
Right.
There's all the tips from Geeks of the Round.
And there you go, folks. See, Charles actually broke this guy's theory already. Like, dude, your whole virus and airborne is so bullshit. It's just funny bullshit. Like, dude, really? And also, again, making an airborne virus is not easy. It takes almost close to a century to make, because it's not easy. Transferring one compound, a solid compound, to a liquid compound. Yeah, have fun with that, asshole. Have fun. You're not the Unabomber. You're not MacGyver. Stop. And his plan's going to fail regardless of the fact.
First off, what does the Unabomber and MacGyver have to do with this?
I swear to God, I was going to ask the same question.
Thank you, everyone, for actually asking me that question. See, the Unabomber, he creates stuff just like MacGyver out of nowhere. Like, wait a minute, I can take this bottle can.
No, Unabomber was a bomber. MacGyver was able to make a life-threatening weapon out of a rubber band, a paperclip, and a straw.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you for proving me right again.
I wasn't proving you right, or at least wasn't
right. The Unabomber lives in a treehouse, for God's sakes. He has no technology. Like, okay, I can make a bomb out of those twigs, those leaves, and that water. Boom, MacGyver, bitch.
Okay. Clearly you don't really know how to make a bomb, so okay.
Yeah. One last thing before I end this all off.
All right, hurry up, because we're running out of time.
Okay, one last thing, folks. Okay, so if the virus again was such a big threat, why couldn't he take it out right now? Because it wasn't all airborne, and how that lady got ran over, it was kind of funny too. It's like, ha, that was funny. So the airborne bullshit was never gonna work, regardless of the fact. And if he did succeed, it wouldn't last long. I'm sorry, it wouldn't.
I disagree, but I will say, your internet's looking great today, Isaiah.
I know.
On, let's talk about the DMV guy, because I think that's like the last real point before we get into next week. So
if you recognize the DMV guy, he was from Fringe.
See, I've never seen Fringe.
Which one from Fringe?
He was the guy that Peter Bishop knew from that bookstore, that antique bookstore.
Yes,
that was him.
He knows Red.
Yeah, he knows Red. Yeah.
No, I'm saying how well, because he was saying Mom is sick, Mom is that. Like, how well do you think he knows Red? Are they like old friends, like from?
Well, when he first started talking about his mom and all that, and Reddington showed concern, but then all of a sudden his attitude changed, saying like, "You always do this when you come up short. You always give me this piss poor excuse, like your brother had this or your cousin had that kind of thing." I don't know. I do think that they may know each other for a while. I would say at least, maybe at most 5 years. That's probably how long they've known each other. It's possibly 5 years.
He's just one of those guys who...
He's an asset, and I don't think Reddington even considers him a friend. I think Reddington considers him nothing more than a tool.
He is a tool. He's an asset.
Yeah, an asset. Yeah, there you go.
Well,
I got it right again. Isaiah Logic.
Well, I like the whole thing, how he was in the DMV and... You know, Red kept having to wait, and the soda machine was broken, and he ended up buying a new one in the end. But my favorite part of the whole DMV thing was when he walked up and said to him that the woman grading tests needs to shower.
Yeah.
That was a nice jab at the DMV.
Also, so
because nobody likes the DMV.
Right.
Nobody.
Also, what we could have seen Berlin at DMV, like, oh, there's Berlin. He's at the DMV as well. Anywhere, can we just say we miss Berlin? He doesn't do nothing.
There was this big build-up to Berlin in Season 1, and then as soon as we have him, he was only in Season 2 for 2 episodes.
But he's not gone, and they did mention the war with Berlin, and now we have a new secret, Lizzie's secret. The big...
What happened to the door? Like,
what's in the box? What's in the box?
What happened?
They will give you a big reveal, and then you're going to wait a week, and you're only going to get a tiny taste the next week, and then the following week, like I said, what's behind that door? I'll tell you right now. Next week they said it's going to finally be revealed. Behind that door is going to be a hallway that leads to another door.
Again, they did this beforehand. It's like, oh, we're going to reveal something really big next week. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to do it again. No, we're not. Okay, season final. No, we're not. Next season. No, we're not. They do it all the time.
though. They keep.
We're not gonna find out what's behind that door for another 3 seasons.
No, right, Charles.
From reading the recaps, I've learned that there's this hideout that Lizzie's been going to, this secret headquarters. Who are these people? Does anybody have an idea yet?
Todd's people.
Who?
Todd's. His people.
You mean Tom?
That too.
Tom. All right, both Tom and.
Well, first off, Tom works for Berlin.
So, not anymore, till you think he's dead. Wink, wink.
Or do you think it has something to do with her father and that whole sleight of hand thing they did last season when that was the first time they showed us something's up with Lizzie, and I called it then. I said they're going to reveal some shit about Lizzie, and I even said that I think she could end up being the big bad of the series.
Not really.
Now I'm not so sure about her being the big bad, but clearly she's got a secret. And do you think it'll relate back to that sleight of hand thing? It looked like an eccentric bunch of people she was going to. And she says, "You gonna let me in there?" And he's like, "You know he's not gonna like that." Who's the he?
Tom. Done.
Let's because that's the obvious we've already said. Who besides Tom? Who might you be creative? I'm picturing a guy in a fucking top hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm picturing the most cartoonish.
I'm thinking. I know who's behind it now. I know who it is, folks. I know who it is. Doctor Who.
That's who I'm seeing. Exactly. There's a Time Lord waiting.
Or pretty much PB.
Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi's behind that door going like, "I'm the Doctor."
Okay, which one is he? The newest Doctor or the oldest Doctor?
He's the newest. He's the newest Doctor.
Sorry, he does suck.
It'll be the Doctor with the long scarf and the herpes.
Ah, there you go.
Tom Baker.
Yes.
Or the Terminator. It's the Terminator. Or the Predator.
All right, so unless anybody's got more points they want to bring up about the episode, we can jump to wild speculations.
Which I have none.
Oh my God, Charles, think of something.
I told you at the beginning of the episode.
I don't give a damn. Think of something. Anything.
This whole show has always been a wild speculation.
Right, I got a good one too.
All right. The woman at the food truck is probably going to be Reddington's daughter, and I think that, of course, I still stand by my speculation that that Elizabeth is Reddington's daughter, and the two of them are going to be sisters. And I have a feeling now, even though Reddington had found the girl at the food truck, I think that Elizabeth is going to be the first one to actually talk with her.
At the end of the season.
That they're gonna meet up and they're gonna talk, and Elizabeth is probably gonna ask her about Raymond Reddington, and I think she's gonna say, "I don't know who that is."
Right.
So.
Yeah, because that one dude she works with, the tech guy, is going to tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's so useless right now.
Isaiah, what about you? What do you have?
Okay, here's a good one. All right, Elizabeth King wants to have a child with Tom. Still.
So she's got him locked up, and she's banging him like crazy to be inseminated.
Exactly.
And every time she goes in there, about a few minutes later, she says, "Give me a baby, yeah."
Well, it's not that bad if you think about it. Like, it's not that
I
bad.
just picture monkey grunting.
Yeah.
Maybe a little feces flinging.
Yeah.
You can see feces hitting the back of that window to the door.
And sweat and
Oh.
shame. A lot of shame. Stupid car commercial too.
I want snoo. Give me snoo. More snoo.
Ah, Futurama.
Snooky wants snoo, yeah. Oh, God. That's not Futurama, that's South Park.
No, it's Futurama. Look it up.
It's Futurama, it is.
Futurama!
Listen, snoo aside, did we do Isaiah's speculation yet?
Yes, I already said, like, she wants to pretty much have a child with...
Yeah, that your speculation is snoo.
Exactly.
Charles, you're like really wrong tonight. You're so off your game.
Yeah, man. What's up?
You're wrong every damn thing you've said. Just kidding, but yeah, but you've been very wrong. Very. Okay, my wild.
You guys are holding me back.
Yes, like the black man always holding me back.
My wild
You are black.
That's the point, damn it.
Yes, what's your speculation, Todd?
I
You
kind
don't
of
remember.
have one because I've got like 1,000. Like, I don't know. Today my brain was going.
It was pulling at Charles Whedon.
I feel like they're gonna take us in a really strange direction. Like we've talked about maybe some alien or supernatural elements appearing later on, and I'm not 1,000% discounting that anymore. I used to, but I don't know.
Oh, God. I really, really, really hope that they don't bring in aliens.
I hope they do, for to bring in something new. Like, oh, there's aliens.
If they do aliens, they're gonna be humanoid. They're gonna look just like us, and it's
No,
not.
they're gonna be like the V. They're gonna be like the V month, the aliens.
No, I don't think it's gonna be reptilians, because I think that'll be too tinfoil hat.
Hey, lizard people.
Maybe humans from another planet.
Right.
Humanoids.
Exactly. It's like, you know, Raymond Reddington could be like, you know, he could be an intergalactic immortal per se, and when it's revealed, he could be something like, what did you expect? 3 eyes and purple skin, you know? But I know that's far-fetched, but I don't know.
3-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
For some reason today I was thinking something like that could actually happen, but I don't know. I hope not. I don't know. We'll see when we get to the Illuminati stuff. I've got nothing. I have no speculations. There's too much. I don't know what's behind that fucking thing. Maybe I'm mad at the show for constantly teasing me with its reveals, and maybe I don't want to give them a speculation. I don't know. But
Okay, I got one more speculation.
Good.
In this whole season, we're gonna see more of Elizabeth Keene's ass.
You know, I think we're going to keep seeing less of Elizabeth Keene because they've taken her back a notch.
Or the new chick, we're gonna see her ass. I can't tell. Like, it'll be both ways. Like, yay! Oh, wait, that's just my fantasy.
Always going to be the body double's ass, right, Charles?
Shut up.
Oh, we should look it up for Charles.
On that note, does anyone have anything else?
No.
Nope.
All
Nothing
right.
else.
Well, that does it for another exciting episode of Geeks Around. We'll be back next week for this show. We've got more shows tomorrow and the next day. Be care or be square. Okay. Say goodbye, Charles.
Bye-bye.